Explorers, I'm glad that you're joining me again today. Hello Ada, Noah, Lila, Yenna, Danny, Ilya and Levi, and anyone else who has joined us today. I enjoyed seeing photos of some of the craft activities you've been doing. Do keep sending them in, we love to see them and to show them to people in the service. Let's see if you can remember anything about last week's lesson. Here's a picture of the prophets of Baal praying to their false god to send fire onto the altar. Did Baal hear them? Did Baal answer their prayers? No, Baal didn't answer them because Baal was only a lump of wood or stone that couldn't hear them. And then there's the picture of Elijah praying for the true God to send fire. Did God answer Elijah's prayer? Yes, he did, didn't he? Fire came down and burned up everything that was on the altar. So many of the people in the land could see that there was only one true God who could hear and answer prayer, and they should worship him. Let's look at what happened next to Elijah in this week's story. A messenger came to Elijah. He had been sent by Queen Jezebel. She was a bad queen. Jezebel didn't love the one true God. She worshipped idols. She was very angry with Elijah for what had happened at Mount Carmel. She said to him, "By tomorrow I will make sure that you die, Elijah." What do you think Elijah did when he got that message? Think about how frightened he must have been. So Elijah ran away. He was scared and he was tired. Elijah went as far away from Jezebel as he could. He took his servant with him part of the way and then kept on going on his own into the desert. There he found a tree. He sat down under it and talked to God. "I've had enough," he said. He was so tired after all that had happened. He was so exhausted and sad that he lay down and fell asleep. Here's a picture of Elijah under the tree. So where was Elijah going to find food while he was out in the desert? He was sleeping when suddenly an angel touched him and said, "Get up, Elijah, and eat." There next to him was some lovely freshly baked bread and some water to drink. God had provided food, and here on this picture is a picture of the angel and the food that God had provided. Elijah hadn't eaten for ages. He was very hungry, so he ate the bread and drank the water, and then he lay down and went back to sleep. After a little while, the angel woke him up again and told him to drink and eat some more. "The journey has been too much for you, Elijah," he said. So Elijah ate some more and drank the water, and then he carried on his journey. He was still afraid and he was still running away, but the food and water that God had given him gave him the strength he needed to keep on travelling. Finally, when he had gone a long way, he went into a cave and he stayed there. Here's a picture of Elijah sitting in the cave. You know, God always knows what happens to us. He knows all about the things that make us sad and scared. He knows all about the things that happen in your life. He cares about you very much. So when you feel sad or afraid, ask God for his help. Pray to him and tell him how you feel. So let's get back to Elijah. While he was sitting in the cave, God spoke to him. He said, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" Elijah replied, "I have served the Lord, but the people of Israel have rejected the Lord and they're trying to kill me." Then something very special happened to Elijah. The Lord said, "Go and stand on the mountain in the presence of the Lord, for the Lord is going to pass by." Then there was a mighty wind, powerful enough that rocks were broken in pieces, but the Lord wasn't in the wind. Then there was an earthquake, and the ground shook. The Lord wasn't in the earthquake. Then there was a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. Then there was a gentle whisper. Elijah heard the whisper and knew that God was there. He covered his face with his cloak and came and stood at the cave's entrance. Here's a picture of Elijah covering his face and standing looking out of the cave. God asked him again, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" Elijah said, "I'm the only one left who serves you, and I'm tired and scared." The Lord still cared for Elijah, and he loved him. God had another job for him to do. He told him where he had to go next. So Elijah was now ready to serve God again. Let's look at our verse to learn together. When I am afraid, I will trust in you. Psalm 56, verse 3. Shall we say that together again? When I am afraid, I will trust in you. Psalm 56, verse 3. That's what Elijah did, didn't he? Elijah was sad and scared, so he ran away. God knew what had happened to Elijah. God sent an angel to give Elijah food and water. God spoke to Elijah and gave him a job to do. God was able to help Elijah feel better and serve God. Elijah trusted God. God is able to help you too. Remember to pray to him and ask him for his help. Let's say a prayer together. Dear God, thank you that you care for us. Thank you that you know when we feel sad or scared. Help us always to pray to you and to trust in you. Amen. Let's have a look at our activities today. You have a worksheet of today's story, which you can ask a grown-up to help you if you need. You have your verse to learn sheet. You can try to learn your verse. And then I've got a wooden craft activity where you've got, it's either a rabbit or a chicken and some other wooden pieces. And what you need to do first is to paint them. So you've all got some little paint pots in your craft pack. You've got a paintbrush and a little mixing tray if you want it, so you could mix some of the colours. So you paint your wood, and then when it's dry, you fix it all together so it makes something like this. It doesn't need any glue, it all just slots together. You may need a little bit of help to slot it together. So it's got a little bit here that you can put something in. So in here, you've all got a little something that you can put in your wooden craft when you've painted it and fixed it together. So we hope you will join us again next week to find out what happens next to Elijah. We're going to finish with a song that Linda and Josh have recorded for us. So bye for now.
Hi explorers, today's song is My Lord is Higher Than a Mountain. My Lord is higher than a mountain, he is stronger than an army, he is wiser than any man can tell. My Lord is faster than a rocket, can see more than a telescope, is bigger than the universe as well. His love is warmer than the burning sun, closer than the nearest friend, more real than any truth can be. My Lord, he knows about the past and he knows about the future, and he also knows all about me. My Lord is higher than a mountain, he is stronger than an army, he is wiser than any man can tell. My Lord is faster than a rocket, can see more than a telescope, is bigger than the universe as well. His love is warmer than the burning sun, closer than the nearest